Yeah, it'd be ridiculous. And I'll tell you why. And I don't want to have to use this as my proof twice, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I can tell you this: there's a football team. I'll reveal that team in the next segment. That said, when they go up against any quarterback in the NFL, the one who scares them the most, and this is the football team that I think we'll all respect their opinion. The quarterback that scares them the most is that guy on your screen, Josh Allen, because he's a freak as an athlete, both as a runner and a thrower, and a guy who they know can turn the game with one swing of that arm, like he almost did against them last year in the playoff. As a little teaser as to which team I'm talking about.
100%. And let me make make clear. This time it's not John Fink's fault. Usually I blame RCP. He says negative things about Josh Allen all the time. But in this particular case, ESPN polled 103 NFL players and asked them a variety of questions. And on the topic of who's the most overrated quarterback, Josh Allen got the most votes. You see the top three vote getters there. It's Allen, and then it's Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa. For the record, others who received votes are Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson, Kyler Murray, Brock Purdy. Go ahead, Lewis. So one thing, the reason I brought it up, and again, I am a huge, I've said many times, if I had the second pick in the whole draft, everyone would take Mahomes first. I would take Allen second. That's just me. But yeah, so now the players are saying that, Lewis. Your reaction?
Yeah, I'm shocked. Look, and it's the Kansas City Chiefs are the team that said, look, when we play Josh Allen, we know, and with one swing of that arm, he can win the football game. And he almost did it against them. Just this past year, if Stephon Diggs makes the catch. And that throw, maybe the only other quarterback that can make that throw that he made to Stephon is their quarterback. So basically, they're staring at a guy who can do a lot of the same things that their quarterback can do. And the only way I can really kind of like look at this, with a true, like, I would say objective perspective is this. Any quarterback that I played against who had that dual run pass capability, that I knew that no matter how deep I was as a safety on the football field, he could still put it over my head. Those are the guys who scared me to death. I remember Major Harris from West Virginia when I played against him when I was at Pittsburgh, thinking, this guy can throw it from anywhere. He can beat me at any time. I have to defend the entire field. Josh Allen does that. He does that. It's that simple. He simply does that. I don't know how he's number one on this list. It just makes no sense to me.
So help me with the psychology of this. You're a psychology major from Wesleyan University, shout out. So help me with, why do you think the NFL players think of him? Again, it's only 11 out of 103, but for whatever it's worth, it's more than anyone else. Why would they say he's overrated?
This is top tier hateration, Miss Dancery, as the famous Mary J. Blige once said. So honestly, when I read that, when I saw that, I laughed to myself. I was like, okay, it's got to be just AFC East opponents. It's got to be Jets players that say, like, it's so wild and absurd. I can't. If this were something about Josh in his first year, right? I would get it. But everything we applaud Lamar for and CJ, which is, hey, he can kill you with his arm, he can kill you with his legs. Josh Allen, he will run through you. He plays the game like a running back. This is a guy who, again, we talked about it ad nauseum, 13 seconds left. Had that Bills defense held up, we're looking at Josh Allen in a completely different way. And unfortunately, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Pastor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's my
he
frustration.
gets knocked down for things that had nothing to do with him.
And I understand, like, turnovers and interceptions. Okay, when he first came into the league, I get the criticism, but he has completely changed the way he plays. And I don't know, it seems like people still have that old version of Josh in their head.
You know, this is fascinating. This is his narrative. He started off at Reedley Community College. Then he transferred to Wyoming. And in our own draft room, we had a lot of debate about his accuracy and his completion percentage. That's why he wasn't a top 3 pick. And to me, if you said he was overrated coming out, Greeny, I would understand that. Because again, there was a massive disagreement over his ability. But fast forward now, I'm floored by this because similar to what Lewis said, he could beat you from the pocket, but I know when we were defending him, we were scared to death what he could do outside the pocket, and he's only gotten better.
Yeah, the quarterbacks who went ahead of him in that draft were Baker Mayfield, who went 1, Sam Darnold, who went 3, then Josh Allen got drafted, and that was the year that they had all those quarterbacks, including Lamar Jackson, who went at the very end. So, look, I mean, the players are allowed to vote for whoever they want, and maybe there are some defensive players who look at it, Lewis, you might say, you know what, he's going to throw us one during the game. I get why a defensive player would say that. He throws a lot of interceptions. He's also going to, account for 3 touchdowns. Would she be shocked? Here we go. So, Kmart.
Josh Allen, the electrifying quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, remains one of the most talked about players in the NFL today. Known for his exceptional athleticism, powerful arm, and playmaking prowess, Allen has solidified his place as a premier quarterback. Despite his impressive resume and exhilarating performances, Allen's status as the top quarterback in the league is still hotly debated. Why hasn't Josh Allen earned universal recognition as the NFL's best quarterback? Can he finally guide the Bills to a Super Bowl triumph? And more importantly, does he possess what it takes to be considered the best in the league? These questions continue to fuel the ongoing discussion around Allen, making him a fascinating figure in professional football. Josh Allen's rise to NFL prominence is nothing short of extraordinary. From his beginnings at Reedley Community College to being selected 7th overall in the 2018 NFL Draft, Allen has consistently exceeded expectations. His early seasons were marked by rapid improvement, evolving from an unpolished, inaccurate passer into a legitimate MVP contender. Yet, despite his remarkable talents, Allen has not been universally acknowledged as the top quarterback in the league. One major reason for this is his inconsistency. Allen has the ability to deliver breathtaking, game-changing plays that few others can replicate, but he's also prone to critical mistakes. His aggressive approach, while often spectacular, can lead to turnovers that prove costly for his team. Last season highlighted this inconsistency as Allen oscillated between unstoppable performances in games where he struggled to find his rhythm. This erratic nature has led some to view him as overrated, questioning if his highlights outweigh his shortcomings. Another aspect of this debate is the constant comparison with Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes, with his 2 Super Bowl rings and consistently elite performance, has set a standard that Allen is often judged against. While Allen's physical capabilities might rival or even surpass Mahomes, his decision-making and consistency have yet to reach the same heights. This comparison has fostered a narrative that places Allen as a perennial second best, perpetually overshadowed by Mahomes, which impacts his overall standing in the league. The question of whether Josh Allen can lead the Buffalo Bills to a Super Bowl victory has become a defining storyline of his career. The Bills, a franchise with a rich yet heartbreaking history, have come tantalizingly close to glory, but the ultimate prize remains elusive. Allen was drafted to rewrite this narrative. And while he has elevated the team to new levels, the Super Bowl remains out of reach. Allen's playoff performances have been a mixed experience. He's delivered some of the most memorable postseason moments in recent history, such as his near-perfect game against the New England Patriots in the 2021 playoffs. Yet his journey has also been marred by disappointment, most notably the 13 seconds game against the Kansas City Chiefs. In that contest, Allen did everything in his power to secure victory, only for the defense to falter, leaving the Bills and their fans devastated. To determine whether Allen can lead the Bills to a Super Bowl, one must evaluate his entire game. Allen's dual threat ability, both as a passer and runner, makes him a constant danger on the field. His chemistry with Stephon Diggs forms one of the most lethal connections in the league, and when the Bills' offense is in sync, they're nearly unstoppable. However, for the Bills to finally break through to a Super Bowl victory, Allen must refine his approach. He needs to temper his aggressive play with smarter decision-making, especially in clutch moments. If he can achieve this balance, there's no reason why Allen can't lead the Bills to their first ever Super Bowl title. The debate over whether Josh Allen is the NFL's best quarterback is a contentious one, stirring strong opinions among analysts, players, and fans. To answer this question, it's essential to consider not only Allen's physical attributes, but also his mental toughness, leadership qualities, and performance under pressure. Physically, Allen is as gifted as they come. Standing at 6'8" and weighing 237 pounds, he combines size, strength, and speed in a way few others can. His arm strength is among the best in the league, allowing him to make throws that leave defenses helpless. Additionally, his ability to make plays with his legs adds another layer to his game, making him one of the most versatile quarterbacks in the NFL. However, being the best quarterback involves more than just physical tools. It's also about making the right decisions, maintaining consistency, and delivering in high-pressure situations. This is where the debate over Allen intensifies. While he has shown moments of brilliance, his propensity for risky decisions has led to costly turnovers. In contrast, quarterbacks like Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson have demonstrated a more consistent ability to excel in critical moments. Critics of Allen point to these turnovers and occasional lapses in judgment as evidence that he has not yet reached the level of these other elite quarterbacks. The overrated label has been attached to Josh Allen, especially after an ESPN poll ranked him as the most overrated quarterback. Critics point to his turnovers and the lack of a Super Bowl appearance, suggesting his success is partly due to his strong supporting cast, particularly Stephon Diggs. However, Allen's defenders argue that this label is unfair, highlighting his unique playmaking ability and significant improvement over the years. To silence his critics, Allen must reduce turnovers, improve decision-making, and consistently excel in big games, ultimately proving he can be the best version of himself and lead the Bills to a Super Bowl.